Greetings, citizens of the world. We are Anonymous, with a message to the Dutch government. You have ignored the signals of the major citizens for decades. Your citizens did not want to be in the European Union. And later they didn't want the Ukraine to be in the EU. Yet you have forced your citizens to accept this. Using your propaganda nose state propaganda channel. You do not listen to the demonstrators who have been demonstrating against your policies for years. This is also the case with the farmers. You do not listen and act contrary to what the majority of your citizens want. You impose climate lies and gender issues on us, by poisoning our children with textbooks about gender-neutral people and your climate lies. Your government have civil servants employees working, with a great lack of passion in their work. Your government is not a representative of your people. You only work for yourself and of those friends of yours in Brussels. That has been shown in recent decades. This is and will be stopped. You are all representatives of your citizens. Not those of your friends in Brussels. Or the minority groups such as anti-black piet and gender-neutral people. They are only 0.03% of your entire population. While you use your state propaganda channel on a daily basis, you hope that your citizens will be brainwashed. And after a long time believe in your lies. You let your own employees, your military forces, work for years with poison. Now many military forces have cancer or have passed away. For years you have known that your military forces were working with chemicals that causes cancer. You have paid tax money from your citizens, without their knowledge or agree, to terror organizations in Syria. None of your actions have been in the interest of your own citizens in the last couple of decades, but only those of Brussels and your own selfish goals. Migrant workers will receive a new home within 10 weeks, while your own citizens have been on waiting lists for 15 years or more since the Second World War. Studying is a right, but not for you. According to you, studying is now meant for people with money. On the 5th of May you commemorate the victims of the Second World War. But your sympathy with the victims and relatives is only an illusion. You prefer to leave the elderly people who have built up your country in their poo diaper for days, so that you have money to give asylum seekers who have exhausted all legal remedies free bed, bath and bread and free medical care. The Holocaust victims who receive financial compensation from Germany for stolen goods during the Second World War. You take their money by levying tax from their financial compensation of stolen goods during the Second World War. You're marketing through your state propaganda NOS channel. Excavating planes of the Second World War bombers. For your state propaganda. Excavating planes from the Second World War, is much cheaper for you than not levying taxes from financial compensation for stolen goods during the Second World War. So that you can surprise yourself more. And then you also talking about the expansion of you employees, the civil servants who have all a great lack of passion for their work. Police officers receive too little wages, while their boss spends tens of thousands of euros on parties. Your employees, the civil servants, indicate that they have been working for years in a fear culture, where there is a great lack of integrity. Prosecutors who have for decades been holding back exculpatory evidence, so that innocent citizens are sentenced. Judges increasingly have a work history at the Public Prosecution Service, where their motto is, once a public prosecutor, always a public prosecutor. As a result, the current public prosecutors who commit fraud with the burden of proof are never convicted. Your government indoctrinates your citizens with negativity about Russia and, among others, Turkey. But you listen to the law in your citizens. Lawyers and journalists. Even innocent journalists send you into prison. Your intention is clear to us. You do not run the Netherlands for our citizens, but only for your own selfish goals and those of your friends in Brussels. You have made an enemy of Anonymous. You have angered us constantly. You disregard the request of the majority of our people. You continue to operate for your own selfish goals. Anonymous is not a small group of powerless people to ignore. We are well organized, globally active. We are with more than 10,000 individuals worldwide. collective of spirits of individuals. We have done many operations globally since 2006 until now. We have you in our sights. Now, it is time for you to stop ignoring the major of your citizens. Starting with your farmers. Our message is clear. Your worst enemy is now your own people. Our revolution has begun. This is a special message for Dutch citizens. Being arrested is not a problem. On the contrary. Your block freeze will go down in history. Your coming generations, but also the generations thereafter, will read in their textbooks about what the block freeze have done now. Dear citizens of the Netherlands, stand up all. Make history now. Your coming generations and the next generations will read in their study books about what you are going to do now. Foster resistance, start our joint revolution and make history. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget.